In His Shadow by meniekeime. Chapter 25. Panic! Draco's point of view. Are you sure he wouldn't have wanted something else too? I asked, never worried. It was the afternoon. I had sent an express album to Harry, who was in heat. I was in a total panic, unable to help my Omega during this time, and Neville was trying to calm me. He cuddled a pillow he had brought with him. It was a black one that had a weird texture to it, but he liked to cuddle with it each night, so I figured it had been a present from his mate. Draco! Chill, go sit down. He gestured to my bed, and I let myself fall. Draco, it doesn't help Harry if you keep worrying. What are you going to do when his heat hits when you two are in the same room? A panic? The only thing Harry will need then is a calm, collected Draco that will take care of him, he explains. I sigh and look at him. I know, Nev, it's just... I know that he must be so uncomfortable, and I just want to help him and cuddle him and be with him. And we're having a meeting in an hour, and I'm so confused. I felt my inner alpha flare up, scaring Neville a bit, but it was the first time he didn't cower away, but stood up and gave me a well-deserved slap. Now, think about that for a minute. Training is in 5. He left the room, I'm most likely going to do the Quidditch pitch. Neville had taken Harry's place as my cuddy. It was fun when he would say stuff like, make it quick, I'm getting cold, because the game started. Thanks to the slap, I was able to concentrate more or less during training, being under the watchful eye of Neville. As we had trained only half an hour today, I was able to shout and run to the room of requirements so we could hold the meeting for the unit. I was teaching some of the first years how to disarm someone while Neville was talking with others to explain to them the changes that are going to happen. Now that they had their first, it was really pathetic that we had to do that. The school didn't seem to care. But all the time I had to think back to Harry. How does his nest look like? Is it empty, with much room to sleep on, or is it full of plushies and pillows? What shape does it have? Is it big or small? And there was another question. Did he get medicine to help with his heat? Who was with him? Well, I know that Victor has to be there, but does he have enough to eat? Does he drink enough? I want to file call him, but Dumbledore has shut the fireplaces down for communication. For the greater good, the old goat had said, giving me an evil look. I was so in thought that I didn't notice the others leaving until Neville tapped me on the shoulder. We can go back. My maid always sends me something during this time of the month. I nodded quickly, letting him pull me. Suddenly, he stopped, cowering behind me, and that only meant one thing. Get out of my way, Weasley, I said to Jenny, giving her an icy look. She had crossed her arms and was holding a leash in one hand. And when I looked at what was connected to, I noticed a poor Omega that was struggling to breathe. Poor little one must be having a terrible life. Malfoy, why is your Omega running around? You're an alpha. You need to control him. Or are you so pathetic as your friends? None of you seem to have power over your Omegas. Remember, we are alphas, the better race. We are the leaders, and the Omegas are only servants, she said, tightening her grip on the poor boy. I didn't respond to her, fearing I would say something wrong and reveal our secret rebellion. She gave me a smirk, loosening her hold on the leash, grabbing onto the pockets of her uniform. Here, take this. It's a gift, as you purebloods should be in possession of a leash always. And I'm sure that Neville likes it as much as your needle dick. Isn't that true, Omega? Well, what a horrible time talking to you. Let's go, Colin. We have important places to be. She tugged on the leash, swinging her non-existent hips, while we walked down the hall. I pulled out my wand, burning the ugly leash. I felt hurt in my position as an alpha. She had put my power in question. Draco, calm down. I'm sure your dick is bigger than a needle, and... I shut Neville up. He was too innocent to be allowed to talk about such things as penises. I'm sure he himself never saw one beside his own. He doesn't have a mating mark, and I don't think Neville would be courted by someone who would do sexual acts during a courting. And if that bastard did, I'm going to castrate him. I ran downstairs, Neville behind me. I need to calm down, so I took out a picture of Harry. And I loved the ones from last month. It was getting colder in Bulgaria, so he sent me more pics of him in his room, in his different positions with the teddy bear, his favorite toy. I turned around the picture, seeing that he had written something down. To my perfect alpha, your little Harry. And somehow I was at peace again. End of chapter 20-something.